Animal Farm is a story about animals. On the surface, it seems like a simple tale of farm animals living their lives. But it's not really about animals. Beneath the surface, there's a deeper meaning that speaks to the human condition. It's an allegory. Orwell uses animals to represent something much bigger. Each character and event symbolizes real-world issues and historical events. He's talking about revolutions and the dangers of totalitarianism. The story mirrors the events of the Russian Revolution and the rise of Soviet communism. Published in 1945, the book reflects a pivotal time in history. It was a period marked by the end of World War II and the beginning of new global tensions. World War II was ending, but a new conflict was brewing, the Cold War. The world was shifting, and Orwell captured this transition in his writing. Orwell, deeply troubled by the rise of totalitarian regimes, penned Animal Farm as a cautionary tale. He wanted to warn the world about the dangers of unchecked power. He wanted to show how easily good intentions could be twisted. The story illustrates how noble ideas can be corrupted by those in power, and how power, in the wrong hands, could corrupt even the most noble ideals. The pigs in the story start with good intentions, but become indistinguishable from the tyrants they replaced. Animal Farm serves as a stark warning. It shows the fragility of freedom and the ease with which it can be lost. It reminds us to be vigilant, to question authority, and to safeguard our freedoms. The story encourages us to stay alert and protect our rights. The book's message remains as relevant today as it was over half a century ago. In a world where power dynamics are constantly shifting, Orwell's insights are timeless. Tyranny can take many forms. It can be overt or subtle, but its impact is always devastating. We must learn from the animals' mistakes to avoid repeating them ourselves. By understanding the allegory, we can better navigate our own societal challenges and strive for a just world. Orwell sets his story on Manor Farm, a place seemingly ordinary yet teeming with symbolism. The farm represents Russia, and its human owner, Mr. Jones, embodies the Tsarist regime. He is neglectful, often drunk, and treats the animals poorly. The animals, each species representing a different class in Russian society, toil endlessly for their keep. The pigs, known for their intelligence, parallel the intellectual elite. The workhorses, like Boxer, represent the dedicated but exploited working class. Manor Farm, though fictional, becomes a microcosm of pre-revolutionary Russia. It's a place of inequality where the few benefit at the expense of the many. The farm's dilapidated state reflects the discontent brewing beneath the surface. Everything is ripe for change. The animals just need a spark to ignite the revolution. The animals on Manor Farm are tired of being hungry, tired of being overworked, tired of Mr. Jones's tyranny. Inspired by the teachings of Old Major, a wise pig who dreams of an animal utopia, they rise up in rebellion. The revolution is swift and decisive. The animals, united in their anger, drive Mr. Jones off the farm. They claim their freedom and establish 7 commandments of animalism, a new order promising equality and prosperity for all. The initial days after the rebellion are filled with hope. The animals work together, singing "Beasts of England" as their anthem of liberation. They believe they have created a better world, but as Orwell masterfully illustrates, revolutions, even those with the noblest of intentions, can easily go astray. Section 4. The Clash of Visions. Napoleon versus Snowball. With Mr. Jones gone, 2 pigs emerge as leaders, Snowball and Napoleon. They represent 2 different paths for the revolution. Snowball, idealistic and charismatic, envisions a modern farm with a windmill to improve their lives. He believes in education and progress. Napoleon, cunning and ruthless, craves power for himself. He secretly trains a pack of puppies to be his personal army. The conflict between Snowball and Napoleon reflects the power struggle between Leon Trotsky and Joseph Stalin in post-revolutionary Russia. The battle for the farm's future culminates in a dramatic showdown. Napoleon unleashes his dogs, who chase Snowball off the farm. Napoleon seizes control, marking the beginning of his tyrannical reign. Section 5. Under the Iron Hoof, Napoleon's reign of terror. With Snowball gone, Napoleon quickly consolidates his power. He wastes no time in establishing his dominance over the farm, ensuring that any opposition is swiftly dealt with. He abolishes the democratic meetings, rewrites history to discredit Snowball, and uses fear and propaganda to control the animals. By manipulating the truth and spreading lies, he ensures that the animals remain loyal and obedient. The pigs, under Napoleon's leadership, gradually take on the very characteristics they once rebelled against. They begin to walk on two legs, wear clothes, and even start to engage in trade with humans. Napoleon's reign mirrors the brutality of Stalin's regime. His tactics of fear, propaganda, and ruthless control are eerily similar to those used by Stalin during his rule. The animals, promised freedom and equality, find themselves living under a new form of tyranny. The initial promises of a utopian society have been replaced by a harsh and oppressive reality. They work harder than ever, their rations are meager, and dissent is met with swift and brutal punishment. The dream of a better life has turned into a relentless struggle for survival. Orwell paints a chilling portrait of a society living under totalitarianism. The once hopeful and optimistic animals are now living in constant fear, their spirits crushed by the oppressive regime. The animals, their initial euphoria long gone, are now trapped in a cycle of fear and oppression. Their lives are marked by hardship and suffering, with no end in sight. Their dream of a better life has turned into a nightmare. The farm, once a symbol of hope and change, has become a place of despair and hopelessness. Section 6. Beasts of Burden and Beasts of Power, Characters and Their Counterparts. Animal Farm is populated by a cast of unforgettable characters, each representing a different archetype in the Russian Revolution. Napoleon, the ruthless dictator, embodies Joseph Stalin. His cunning, paranoia, and hunger for power mirror Stalin's own ascent. Snowball, the visionary leader, represents Leon Trotsky, who, like Snowball, was eventually driven out by Stalin's forces. Boxer, the strong but naive workhorse, embodies the dedicated but easily manipulated working class. The sheep, with their blind obedience and constant bleating of 4 legs good, 2 legs bad, represent the masses easily swayed by propaganda. Each character, through their actions and fate, reveals a deeper truth about the human condition and the dangers of unchecked power. Section 7, The Rot Within, exploring the darker themes. In this section, we delve into the sinister undercurrents that run through George Orwell's Animal Farm, revealing the darker aspects of the narrative that often go unnoticed. Animal Farm is a story about the corruption of ideals. It starts with a vision of equality and justice, but as the story progresses, these noble ideals are systematically eroded. The 7 commandments of animalism, initially a beacon of hope, are gradually twisted and manipulated by Napoleon to serve his own interests. What was once a clear set of guidelines for a better society becomes a tool for oppression. The pigs, once comrades in the revolution, become the new oppressors. They adopt the very behaviors and practices they initially stood against, illustrating the cyclical nature of power and corruption. Propaganda plays a key role in maintaining Napoleon's grip on power. Through carefully crafted messages and controlled information, the pigs manipulate the other animals into submission. Squealer, the pig in charge of propaganda, distorts facts, spreads lies, and uses language to control the animal's perception of reality. His speeches are filled with half-truths and outright fabrications designed to keep the animals in line. The betrayal of revolutionary ideals is a central theme. The initial promise of a utopian society is shattered as the pigs consolidate power and abandon the principles they once championed. What begins as a genuine attempt to create a more equitable society degenerates into a brutal dictatorship. The farm descends into chaos and violence, mirroring the very tyranny they sought to escape. Orwell shows how easily power can corrupt and how good intentions, without vigilance and critical thinking, can pave the way for tyranny. The story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked power and the fragility of freedom.
Attention readers, ready to dive into a new adventure? We've got the perfect book for you. Whether you're into ebooks, audiobooks, or the good old-fashioned paperback, we've got you covered. Just check out the link in the video description below. It's super easy. One click and you're on your way to a new world. No more endless scrolling or searching. We've made it simple just for you. So what are you waiting for? Dive into your next favorite story today. This is the end of our book summary. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to get your copy now.